Here's what I see in clinic that most people miss about post-summer skin. They think that their skin is dry when actually something much more specific is happening. I call it the summer schloth. And if you treat it wrong, you will make it worse. I'm Serbon, and after years of helping clients through seasonal transitions, I've learned that October is probably one of the most profound months for skin changes in the Northern Hemisphere. Today, I want to share with you what's really happening to your skin and why your usual approach might be backfiring. Let me tell you what I observe in my clinic every fall. Clients come in and their skin typically presents a little bit more devitalized or sallow looking, and I note a grainier texture to it that I call the summer schloth. It leaves the skin looking more lackluster, for lack of a better description. Now, this is different from regular dry skin. The summer schloth is almost as if the skin loses a layer like an onion rather than just turning over individual cells. And if you gently take your nail and you scrape over the skin, you can often remove like a line of the skin. It's almost as if the cell swells so much that the membrane can't expand and it kind of peels like an overcooked boiled egg. Now, to my professional eye, the summer schloth is like a fine partial flaking of the skin cells or kind of a lifting of the skin cell. It is not like dry patches as you might see in eczema, for example. And it is not here and there. It is all over the skin, like a whole layer of an onion that just wants to come off. It takes practice to see, but clients can feel it more than they can see it. Now, here is what I found fascinating, and it is backed by climate data from my area in Summerland, BC. We go from having the lowest morning relative humidity in Canada during the summer at just 35% in July to a whopping 83% humidity in October. That is a 48% increase in humidity combined with a 40-degree temperature drop. Your skin is literally adapting to a completely different environment, and it's almost as if it can't transition fast enough. Where most people go wrong is that they focus on exfoliating too eagerly, trying to polish the skin with a scrub. This, however, is a big mistake because it removes the very barrier that helps keep the water in the skin and leaves them feeling drier when they are not, in fact, drier at all. The skin is just unable to retain the moisture. Think of it this way. The cell membranes are not viable. They are like Rice Krispies instead of rice grains. So when the skin is a bit more in Rice Krispie land as opposed to rice grain land, it unfortunately leads to more inflammation in the skin. So when you are aggressive with your exfoliation during this transition time, you're actually making inflammation much worse. In fact, focusing on lipids would be much more advantageous and would help keep moisture in the skin while simultaneously encouraging cell turnover. And this means that we can get to those rice grain quality cells. My top pick to help with this is not scrubs or chemical peels, but gentle enzymes instead. Here's a timeline that you need to understand, and this is based on actual corneocyte life cycle research, not the skincare industry's 28-day myth. So let's break it down because it's a bit more complex. The recovery process takes approximately 1 keratinocyte life cycles, or approximately 2 to 4 calendar weeks. Now, depending on the age and genetics, this transition is usually short-lived, whereas the deeper barrier issues can be more persistent, and it's not transient in their arrival or their departure. It's a situation that's there all the time. The key principle I teach my professional students is this: A healthy skin is a balance between water and oil. To keep water, we have to add oil. So never take from the skin, especially in this seasonal transition. Nourish it instead with lipids, and that does not mean it has to be a heavy or a rich product in terms of texture. This type of seasonal assessment is exactly what we dive deep into in my professional skin assessment mastery training, and being able to differentiate between summer schloth, regular dryness, and deeper barrier issues. It's a skill that sets professional skin therapists apart, and if you can explain this to the client, can make a big difference for them long term. Now, in Vancouver on February 1st and 2nd, 2026, and in Toronto in March 22nd and 23rd, 2026, I'm teaching level 1 of my professional skin assessment mastery, where we cover these exact assessment techniques in depth. You'll learn to identify what clients feel but cannot see, and understand the science behind seasonal transitions, and develop protocols that work with your skin's natural process instead of against them. Spaces are always limited in these because it's a hands-on assessment training, and registrations is open if you feel like you want to join me in one of those cities. So here's your takeaway for today, that post-summer skin feeling isn't just dryness, it's a specific seasonal transition that requires a specific approach. Never take from the skin during this time. Nourish it instead. If you are ready to dive deeper into professional skincare education, please be sure to join my Skin Strategy Collective group, where we discuss these seasonal changes in detail, amongst other topics. And remember that your skin deserves professional understanding, especially during these transitional periods. So with that, keep learning, keep questioning, and I will see you next Sunday.